Looking at our numbers, because officially we don't qualify to be a chapter, we need 50. We count a number of at least, okay, we are above 10, but going by the number that was published recently for voting purposes, the verification that was sent out, I counted about 14 members of this chapter who are set to vote in Mombasa station. One of whom I don't know, I've never met him, because he's admitted in 2023. Somebody called Kifuso, I've not met him. When a while back, Coast Branch sent me the practicing certificates for distribution to the members. There was one or two I didn't know at the time, but of course I made efforts and I got to know. One is in the African Wildlife Fund Foundation. There's another lady, Anastasia Bide in Matate. I got to know them. So there's just that one I have not met, admitted in 2023. So, but the number has been growing. Going by the number of years I've been here in Voi station to date, the number has been growing. There was a time, I am told, maybe I had not even come here professionally. Whenever you sought to instruct a lawyer, there was only one. He would be found in some awkward places because he wasn't readily available. We have had our own challenges, including that one where we are set to vote, but we have to go 200 kilometers away to go and vote. As you saw in the communications I made recently, I did petition through yourselves for the coordinator of elections, LSK, to consider either now or in the near future designating Voi locals as a polling station. We are hoping that maybe if not now, maybe next year. During Chair Bena's time, we did raise it, but it was not as formal as the way we put it this time. So we are hoping that things will still improve, and we are attracting more and more, of course, the institutional structures and changes with the ELC already set up here. Growing. Judge Naikuni has been sitting here whenever he's been coming to vote. We are sat here on at least 2 occasions from the time we set it up. And then we have, of course, the Employment and Labor Relations Court that it's limping compared to the Environment and Land Court, because I'm told in the Environment and Land Court already there are quite a number of matters which have been filed from Mombasa, sent for transfer from Mombasa. We were worried that, well, will we make the number? But with ELC, I think the number is going to swell very fast, because we have at least, to my knowledge, at least 30 big ranches, counting thousands and thousands of acres. So whenever, and that was our petition, whenever there was matters, ELC, relating to these ranches, however small, sometimes you find that the value of what we are talking about is quite large because of the association with the ranches, their values being in the millions. So that one I think will catch up and hold very fast. We don't know about the labor relations court because, okay, we have the size of estates, we have university, we have a university, we have some institutions here that can be the reservoir or the pool to feed the Employment and Labor Relations Court. The High Court, as it is constituted right now, has been in existence for more than 8 years, having started with the first resident judge in 2015. The legal notice to create it was initiated in 2014 by Judge Mtunda, Justice Mtunda. And then they brought judges in circuit, as they've been doing for the ELC. And then 2015, Judge Jacqueline Kamau came. Up to 2018, he's the first resident judge, replaced by Judge Farah Amin, whose tenure lasted from 2018 up to 2021. She left around July 2021. We were thinking that she was coming to Mombasa, but she was removed, I think, from another station. Then for about 2 years, we we didn't have a judge, resident judge. We were having judges or circuit coming, Judge Ogicho, Judge Onyego coming from Mombasa. They helped us out, we must appreciate it. We acknowledge their support. I made a joke one time when we had a function, when we were welcoming Judge Dulu last year in March. That at some point we felt like Chokora. Because we didn't have a resident high court. But thank God, after the 2 years, Judge Dulu has been brought here. So the high court is stable. And we are hoping that these other institutions coming up are going to also grow, take shape, and grow. And of course, we are supporting. And we mingle so much with Mombasa. I come occasionally to Mombasa. When Judge Naikuni was here the last time, I saw a lot of councils from Mombasa. Hagram, I saw him. Many of them. And we welcome them to come. So other than that, I think, as you can see, we are not many, but there are certain things we do despite our size that make us feel like in the boxing butts. Yes. We are punching a little above our weight. Flyweight, but behaving like middleweight or heavyweight. So we appreciate and we welcome your support. In the first place, we thank you for agreeing to establish a Voi Practice Center. I noticed when the verification list of voters was sent out for us to comment on, I noticed we are being called Taveta Practice Center. That's the way it appears. Taveta is the official name that is put in that verification list. But we've been saying that we are Voi Practice Center because that's how it was recommended. So I thank you and I welcome you once more. My colleagues, Mutinda, Patrick, maybe he can introduce himself. They can introduce themselves so that you can hear their voices. It's good for your online procedures.
Good morning. My name is Mutinda, Patrick. I think I've met several of the faces here, like Winnie, Sharon, Sharon, Annette, and thank you, welcome. It's good to work with you and to have you support us because we are still so young. We need your support so that we can grow. Thank you so much.
Good morning. My name is Wambura Frida. I've been here in Voi since 2020 and thank you for coming. Well, thank you.
The officers, councils that I said were coming include the Onesimus meeting. He's on his way coming. He actually vied for governor of the in the last elections. Yeah. My learned friend Mr. Kirtioni can stand and say hello to you and introduce himself. Because he's welcome to you.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibuni sana. My name is Kipruto Kirtioni. Yeah. Karibu.
Yeah, on that note, maybe you can take it up from there and then we can learn from your wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you, Senior. Thank you for welcoming us here in Voi. Don't take it for granted. Thank you for sparing your time, Senior, Mr. Kipruto, Manyumba, and my good friend, Mutinda. My name is Michael Nguri. I'm the Vice Chair, Mombasa Law Society. I'll allow my members to introduce themselves and we proceed. We start with you, Cynthia.
Good morning. My name is Cynthia Mutune. I'm the organizing secretary. Asante. We are thankful. We are happy to be here and happy to meet all of you.
Good morning. My name is Willie Julu. I'm a council member of Mombasa Law Society. I'm very happy to be here. It's been a while. The usual gang is there, Mr. Kirtioi, Mr. Mutinda. So I'm really happy to be here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharon Shisia, and I'm also a council member of the LF.
And I'm also happy to be here. It's long since I saw Tinder, so it's a good thing that we've been able to come here and just interact with you. And just to remind you that we are together. Thank you.
Nabarizenu. My name is Betty Lydia. I am a council member, MLS, and I practice also in Mombasa. It's my first time in Voi, and I'm so glad to meet all of you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Benet Zamba. I'm the Deputy Treasurer, and I'm also happy to be here. And to say one thing that I always give you my matters to handle.
For a fee.
Yes, yes.
Good morning. I'm Sharon Maiga. I'm from Mombasa. I'm happy to be here. Nice to see Mr. Kiritoni and Tina again. My name is Mr. Manyumba. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Janet Fajwan. I work for the Mombasa Law Society. I'm based at the Secretariat.
Good morning. I'm Margaret Onen. I work as an office assistant at the Secretariat.
Mugambi, Mutua, council member.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Odori Siminyu. The last time I was in Voi, I think it's in 2010. Yes, yes. And I've never come back to Voi, though my colleague Oduor normally has matters in Voi. There is a way we do it that he normally loves traveling out of Mombasa. So he always comes here. When I was here, I don't think I never met Mr. Kipruto at that time. I know you were here, but we never met.
No.
Yeah, we never met. But I used to practice here. Yeah, asante sana. And my request would be that when we have functions in Mombasa, please, senior.
Yes.
Bring our brothers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I have seen a very beautiful lady, and we still have
Hey.
you know? Only that we didn't travel with all of the guys here are encumbered.
She's encumbered. She's encumbered.
She is. Thank you. But you're welcome.
With a light touch.
Good morning. I'm Lilian Oluochwambi and one of the trustees of Mombasa Law Society. I'm happy to be here with you guys.
Good morning. My name is Mary Kiruriti, Secretary General, Mombasa Law Society. And for the benefits of our colleagues here, I also serve in the Law Society of Kenya Coast Branch, same capacity as SG.
Good morning, colleagues. I'm Jack Moshere. I'm a councilman.
Thank you so much. I hope Mutina, you got all the names.
Yes.
And those who give you bills from Mombasa, make sure they pay. Well, as we came to give you people a courtesy call, we had a date with the judicial officers and we said, why not? Why don't we meet also the advocates of this great town? So we are happy to be here. I want us to maybe have an open engagement, senior. Maybe if there are those issues that we can take up as MLS and maybe petition them to the main LSK, we would be happy to do it. But it is also important that even as we work together, we have been told of an event on the 1st of March.
1st of March, open day.
Open day.
Judiciary open day.
Judiciary open day. I saw my colleague who has his wife from this town happily saying that it will be on a Friday, so I know he will come.
Yes, it's a Friday.
And again, another one on 11th for the rolling out of Hailey.
Yes.
And another one on 15th of March.
15th is the bar bench.
The bar bench. We've never been actively participating in bar bench, but now we'll take it up. Madam SG. In Mombasa, okay, sad to hear that you do not have Voi as maybe a Voi Law Society because of the numbers, and yet we are going now in 7 days. We'll be expecting you again to travel all the way to Mombasa and go give votes to Faith Odhiambo or Peter Wanyama or Harriet Njoki or whoever. So I don't know how you go about it, Mr. Kipruto. That why don't they establish a polling station within Voi town?
That's what we've been agitating for.
Yes, it's important because you see, again, you can't again use all your resources going to Mombasa to vote and again coming back, and especially maybe when no one is facilitating that. We have different committees in Mombasa, and would appreciate if Voi advocates become members of those committees. We have like Sharon, who heads the Young Lawyers Committee. We have Miss Julu, who has which committee?
Civil litigation.
Civil litigation. Betty? Devolution, ICT. Bennett, ADR. Titus?
Admiralty.
Admiralty. Sharon? Yes. So it would be very good if we get you, because we can actually opt to do these virtual meetings. Even going forward, we'll appreciate now getting invites and links to do the bar benches online so that we actively participate from Mombasa and those kind of things. So maybe any concerns from any one of us? Lillian?
Mine is not a concern, but a request from two committees. That one, I'm a member, that is the ELC committee, which is convened by Oluga, Willis Oluga. The request is, was really hoping that we could get one member to be co-opted from Voi. So if perhaps you can, after this, maybe we can liaise together and maybe let me know who can then join that committee. We've had our first physical meeting, just for purposes of introduction, but going forward we'll be having virtual meetings. So it will be ELC, Environment and Land Court. Yeah, and then also the ELRC committee, Employment and Labor Relations Committee, which I convene. If there's any member who is interested from Voi, it will be good to have their names, and then you can then be a member and we can work together. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not just the land matters in the ELC court or the employment in the ELRC court, but even in the lower courts.
Yeah.
And also in relation to that, I had a conveyancing committee. So also if you have any members who are interested in joining the conveyancing committee, then they're free to do so. So if you have any challenges with the registrars, then we can deal with it. But now we'll have to have information from Voi that there is this issue, and then we can take it up. Yes.
We have about 15 committees. I asked the SGB to take another so that she can share them with you, and then members can express interest in joining those committees. Yeah, so we have a starting point from there. Yes, media? Miss Julia? Sharon, you never lack anything to say.
Say never lack anything. In the meeting they tell me. But perhaps just to add on the committee, general committee issues, the Young Lawyers Committee, as I said, or when we were having the meeting with the general judge, the issue about mentorship. And I had a senior saying the way there are some young lawyers who need to be, like there are some things they haven't, they're not able to they didn't get a chance perhaps to see their seniors do, and they haven't learned on how to do it. That is the art of litigation and everything, etiquette and everything. Perhaps if we could just have, if you want to be mentored as a young advocate, those who want to be mentored, and also the older advocates who want to mentor these young ones, so that we can be able to keep the profession in a good state. So I would encourage that first, joining the Young Lawyers Committee, as we have just said, at least so that you have someone whom you can liaise with and who can be able to help us grow the young ones who are here.
And also, there are many, I'm pretty sure that those will be coming in. So we have that program running so that the profession is just in actually a good state. So have that in mind.
I know for some time, and not by design, but ni kama tumewatenga kidogo, and MLS, its role and the coast branch is like to supervise Voi and Kwale. So maybe what we can do to start rectifying is perhaps you also join our forums. You're members of Mombasa Law Society. Yes, you're members of Law Society. Though you're members of Coast Branch, but also by extension, you're members of Mombasa Law Society. Maybe now, because tumekuwa na tabia mbaya tutaitisha subscription for now, but I think it is important you join that forum. Maybe you can get to see maybe how things are going on there, interact also with the members there. One vile campaign materials inatumwa. Do those guys come to campaign here?
No, that's one part of our grievances, you see. We feel if 14 votes can take you very far.
Yeah.
You can see what we are saying.
So I think it is important that you join our platforms. Also our mailing groups. I don't know if anyone receives emails from Mombasa Law Society. No.
So you can let a paper go down. Let's have their contacts. Tuweke kwa MLS.
Tuweke kwa MLS sahi. I think automatically Ms. Wangura and Mr. Mutinda.
I'll introduce you to him also.
Yes.
This is our colleague. Maybe I'm sorry to interrupt. This is I had spoken to you about. Onesmus Winsley. His brother, his older brother, is the one who was my partner one time. But in school he was older than me by 1 year. This is the man who vowed to be governor here. He lost by a whisker.
By 14 votes.
Onesmus Winsley. He is practicing. Actually, I found him here. I also found Ketron here. Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, these are familiar names. I remember when I was working at Mogaka Umwenda, there was always Mr. Olwande used to have matters with Mr. Question and also with Mr. Quincy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was saying before even we leave here, we will get into our forums.
Yes.
Our brothers and sisters, they get into the MLS Young Lawyers Forum automatically. And then please, I will send once I get all your contacts, I will send you all the list of all the committees, and then you can select which one you want to be a part of. We usually have very many activities. I understand coming all the way to Mombasa sometimes can be a challenge, but you can always request that we need to be facilitated for attending this thing. And definitely the council will put it under consideration. I'm not saying automatically it will be a yes, but definitely there will be something. So this is your society, be involved in it, demand services from it, and yeah, it's going to be a good time. So I think that is all I can say for now. If I remember something else, I'll say.
Thank you so much, SG. SG has served in MLS for quite some time. I think 4, 5, 6 years. So she's the right person. She's the good person in case of anything. So
maybe before I give them an opportunity to speak individually, there was something that bothers me sometimes, just as an issue we can think about. I don't know how we should tackle the issue of language in the courts. I was just telling, I noticed Judge Dulu speaks a lot of Kiswahili. When we were welcoming him, he spoke in Kiswahili.
Yeah.
When we had an open day, I think in 2019 with 2018 with Judge Jacqueline Kamau, I have her speech which she read in Kiswahili throughout. In Kiswahili. And it was quite a feat. So, how I speak quite a bit of Kiswahili when I'm in some of these lower courts, with permission of court. But of course, constitutionally, we say our official language is English, our national language is Kiswahili, English. But here we are in Taita Taveta, local chapter, which is a few 100 kilometers from the border with Tanzania. See, is it that we will never or will not acknowledge Kiswahili as a lingua franca in this region? Or how do we treat it as a policy issue? Of course, appeals have been lodged and won on grounds of language, where it is said that proceedings were held in a language not understood by the appellant, a dramatic one, which I may not have come across personally or professionally, but which is talked about sometimes, is that a man in Central Province was once charged with an offense. And I don't know whether it lasted days or it lasted a few hours, and then the court rose. And he didn't know what had happened. He was the accused. Then he asked his neighbor,
Amesemaje?
Yes, Judge amesemaje. Then he was told, he has just given you 5 years. So, how dramatic it can be that proceedings are held in a language not understood by the accused. So, on a wider context, how do we, okay, the lawyers and the judges, the bar bench, it's okay. You can speak the best English in the world, but sometimes I ask for permission of God to speak the language of my client, so that he can somehow, lowly women here, in ELC matters, they've been disinherited, but how do they follow? Because you need to prepare them if they are going to lose, for them to understand the process, the way things are happening, before we reach the end. So how do we treat language? Because sometimes I get the feeling that the tire is not meeting the road in terms of the wider questions of justice. Here we have litigants, but are they understanding really what's going on? We have interpreters in the Amharic, when the Somali, the Ethiopians are going through our town and they are arrested. But I've come across Taitas who don't understand Kiswahili. It's assumed by everybody that the Taitas are Swahili speakers, everybody. But that's not true. So how do we treat language in our courts, especially in this region? We may leave out Nairobi and deal with the coast region, Taita included, Mombasa included, and maybe Kwale. But as a chapter or as a coast branch, or as MLS, how do we treat that language? Maybe that was my issue. Maybe my learned friends can have something to say. Amazing.
I've been depleted because arena, so we do borrow protocol from the bottom going up. But I think in practice we start from top. The seniors are given chance first. That's why we have given him. I see Kation is my senior. Then I'll give him chance to speak. Because I may end up speaking something unique now. So thank you for your visit. Well, I don't know exactly what were the agendas because I never came across it. I got the information coming around. And when I speak of the agendas, you know, that's to restrict myself to the specifics.
What did you tell your father when he visits you at school?
Yes.
Specific agenda.
That's why I don't want to go to the wider things. But I believe both we are in the coast province, we are in Mombasa as members, and of course, very lot Taita. But I believe the issues which affects us here affects every one of us actually in the coast. Because I believe almost every one of us practices in all these coasts, including food. So you can even see where we are standing. Do you need to be told anything? No. And the rest of other places, you can see other courts and yes. So I have had many of us, our leaders in the profession, in courts. pushing on the good things to be done or whatever things need to be seen happening in our country. But I haven't seen as actually been focused on food as such. So I think those are things as a law society and the Mombasa or cost province, orange title of as disease. We need also to look at in our spectrum to see what is happening there. And it's a very remote land, near court, land here. And I've seen many of us from Mombasa, but I don't know whether you guys, you know what's happening here. You know, this small, rather, courts which are deep there, there's a lot of things happening. And the moment these things are happening and we are saying we are members, we don't remind, rather we are not aware about it. So what I'm saying is, in actual fact, perhaps we need to focus when not Mombasa, and I have seen so much of the activities also Malindi. So please, let's not forget about phone, let's not forget about Indani. I don't know whether some of you know there's an Indani court. Yes. Very few who are here, maybe you don't know. So those areas are really need to discuss even when we meet together. As we have done today, which is very good. We need to focus on those areas. And again, we also need to be informed.
I really wish that in the future we can be involved so that even if it's voting from here, we can vote for anybody that is right, so that then we have a council that represents all of us. That is all. Thank you.
Good morning, once again. So for me, for the first thing, I think what I can say, thank you to the council. Since I was admitted in 2020, last year was the first time we had an end of year party in Voi. It has never happened before. Since I came to Voi immediately after admission, it has never happened. So last year was the first time. We thank you for that. At least we enjoyed, and we hope you will continue supporting us on that. The other issue, kindly don't neglect us. We've always felt neglected. We've tried to push with our senior Mr. Manyumba. He has done the best he can, but we've always been sidelined as Voi. So kindly, fanyeni jambo like you've done today. At least you get to hear us, hear our views, our grievances and all that. Yes.
The campaign materials are currently being posted there. We know we have the elections on next week on Thursday, 29. I cannot guarantee, maybe now you have to make arrangements, come vote, come back. Maybe not this time, maybe next time there will be an arrangement for a station here. We're equally happy for you because we know ELC court is coming. Justice Edward Waboto, who was a practitioner in Mombasa. So that is good. But even so, we know our judges have been coming over to give you services here. So Lillian, you can talk about the language issue, and then Ms. Mitume will wind up.
Thank you, Mbure. I think that's a conversation that we need to start having. I remember last year, was it in November, Shish, you can correct me, when we had our webinar trial advocacy training, and which actually we invited the entire membership. And one of the things we were discussing is the issue of language, where we are stating that every time, for example, a client comes to your chambers and gives you the brief in Kiswahili, but you end up doing your pleadings in English. Why do we do that? I think it also needs to start from us. You ask ourselves that question. We know Kiswahili is allowed in court.
It is, yes.
Yeah, so why? And there are members who actually do that. We're told there are members who actually draft their pleadings in Kiswahili. So if it starts with us, so even if it's a conversation, I know the other languages, maybe it's not mentioned, it's not an official language, but if we start doing something like that, so even if now we take the petition, or it's a conversation that we continue having, and we consider whether it's a petition that we want to file in that regard, for the court to consider that, then I think it will be much easier. But it's a great point that you've raised, and I think that's something that we need to now start discussing with the entire membership.
To point on it, we have the Shanzu Law Court. We have a magistrate who every third week of the month he does his proceedings in Kiswahili.
In Kiswahili, yeah. Yeah.
Actually,
And even at municipal.
there's a petition. There's a petition that was filed by Harrison Kinyansi to have the CJ not really removed. He filed the petition in Kiswahili. Everything in Kiswahili. And his prayers were maybe for the court or the CJ to give directions on court proceedings to be conducted in Kiswahili. And I remember there was a tiff because when he appeared before the magistrate, the judge insisted on communicating in Kiswahili. The magistrate, the judge would address it in English. It was like, no, that should not happen. I'm addressing it in Kiswahili. Your pleadings are in Kiswahili. Even your proceedings should be in Kiswahili. So do not write even in English, write in Kiswahili. So I don't know where it was pushed, but there is that. But part of also the rigidity comes from the court. Try to address the court in Kiswahili and you will see. They will write their own books. When it's something, when you get something, you can follow up with everything and we find out how it is. If we are to join as an interested party, we can.
Yes, you can ask it to talk.
Anyway, we are thankful, and we have actually we have been very desirous of being like we've been grappling amongst ourselves, but not exactly putting it out there. But we've been feeling a bit left out for quite a while now. So we are thankful that that is on the agenda. We wish to be closer to you, and in fact that matter of the polling station in fact most of us are not voting because of that distance.
Yes.
Went all the way down then. Sijui labda mwizi nisikia wakati moja kitambo anasema kwamba ameenda kupiga kura.
Then occasions are not there. But over the last one I never voted.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be voting this one because now I haven't had who is best and the other. So whom I'm going to pick now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good that we are that you brought that to the fore. Let's follow it up.
Sure.
Otherwise, karibuni.
Asante.
Moja. Basi mimi nimesikia una jina sana lakini sikuwa ndogo mimi.
Maybe Ngure, Vice Chair, before you wind up, from what I have gathered, is that there were no structures of communication between Voi and Mombasa. Now that we are here, I think that we should do things right.
Yes.
You guys, our colleagues in Voi, we pray that you organize yourselves and give us a representative, somebody that we deal with.
To incorporate in the council.
Yes,
to take the
we need somebody to deal with, because now they are not members. We don't have a member of the council from here, but we want somebody that will deal with from the council. And next time when we have our elections, LMLS elections, we pray and hope that we have candidates from, even for the chair, from here. Before I forget, the last time we were having a meeting in Mombasa, both at the High Court and the Court of Appeal, there are issues, pertinent issues that came up. Right before Corona and immediately after Corona, to date, for our new colleagues who are admitted, the High Court has an issue of High Court practice rules. And we know that the majority, after the removal of the 2-year term that you spoke about in the other meeting, now you see most of us leave law school and straight away open our own law firms. So there is an issue that the majority of us will not go through a senior counsel of guidance for a period of time before we start practicing. So we will be having, and we might be having a webinar in Mombasa on High Court practice rules. So if you have new members who have joined VOI, kindly, we also want to know so that we incorporate them. Same thing will be happening with the Court of Appeal, where we have, that support with its own rules, the Court of Appeal rules. We'll also be having maybe a webinar, not a webinar, the Court of Appeal will be having a physical sitting. So we pray that, again, on that too, we get somebody to liaise with, so that when this is announced, you people are aware. Last but not least, I chair the committee on what you call rapid response to our colleagues who, or not even our colleagues, but those who practice when they are not supposed to be actually practicing. The reason being, they do not have practical certificates or they are not advocates as such. I know Mombasa, things are becoming tighter for them, and they'll be running to outstations. So we expect you might be having some. Manyungu, you alluded to maybe initially, and the judge also, CM alluded to initially they're having some here. But let's be vigilant. It's our space. So why should we allow somebody to eat into our space? Let's just be vigilant. And I would want one of you to join that committee, kindly, to join that committee so that we help each other. Let's not allow those who are not competent to come and mess the practice. Thank you, and I wish you a blessed day.
Maybe advice, I could also inquire from our colleagues how the ELRC court matters are being handled here, especially the High Court one.
For the High Court,
yes.
for the ELRC, we have a registry for ELRC, so we felt the matters there that they are forwarded to Mombasa. But now the problem, previously before the visit by the name of that judge, the ELRC judge. Yes, before the visit, initially we could file now directly with the Mombasa registry.
Okay.
So now the problem was when she came, there were no so many matters in VOI, since we could file them in Mombasa.
Someone says spoken, but we need to fast track that particular issue of the ANC and matters here, because it's a bit difficult to assume when the violence be taken out of Mombasa.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember one time I lose a client.
Yes.
And it was unfortunate because it went and again got out as a certificate, and then the parties. The violence cannot be traced. It is either brought here or still lying in Mombasa.
Yes.
The transfer is like not doing anything. So I think we need to, as the institute now managing our affairs, we need to see whether we can strike and have some industries here, if not many established industries.
Okay.
Well, I don't know how we will have us again the issue of this on the issue of the parts describing guys. Actually, we have been divided in a point.
Yes.
So much that we are now like earning half of what we should be earning. Majority of the guys around here who are men of our class.
Yes.
Men of our class. They have gone out there and they are lawyers. And strangely, everybody calls them lawyers. Even in court. Just when you court here, you hear wakiliwa kwako hapa. He looks and you know. So I don't know how we are going to help each other to find out a man of God in this trade. Otherwise, the other day, just last week, somebody brought to me papers. Just he or kill him. He's not doing anything. And it's a very big and it's a clerk, you know. So I don't know how much we are going to. So we are complaining this advocate is not doing much, and they have been referred to me. Who is this? So I don't know how much you can help each other to see that this.
Mr. Siminyo, over to you.
Yeah, that's why we need somebody from here to join the committee. So that, we are involving with the police. So when we come to raid, we come with the police.
We take a day and come.
Yes.
Close all those
Once we
offices.
have proper information, we'll come and we'll come with the police. We'll raid.
Okay, we have proper.
Sorry?
We have proper information. So after this, maybe.
That is good. Yes, we start
You already have a member of the committee.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Since we are here as a council, full council, we can even go there straight away. Yes. You know the office.
They are just around because like the guy I'm wearing has an office.
Yes.
Just an office, just I don't know what he does.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what he has written on the door.
Yes.
But it goes to an extent of advertising. Ukitaka wakili ama legal services kwa bei nafuu. Actually, that did I had that. I saw it. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. Yes.
Last week somebody brought me a big client.
And even sometimes,
have you been called?
way back I think in 2021, one of them could even drawn and filed by sweat.
Wow.
And documented quotas. So let's say maybe a children's case, they could do that.
They write drawn and
For
filed by
them,
themselves.
one time I had an advocate addressing court saying that he was holding brief for that. If you are talking about the
So it's a number big and
senior. There is an issue I think has slipped our mind. We were talking to JOs. The issue of online hearings where somebody does not turn on his camera. Kindly insist that everybody who is handling a matter online should turn on his camera. In Mombasa now, you cannot address a judicial
The file is placed aside until you turn on the camera.
If you don't turn on your camera, your file is placed aside. So kindly, maybe if you have room to talk to the jails, it slipped our mind. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Yes. A dear convener is here, but I've heard the jails talk about Voi only having one mediator. If more members from Voi can take up mediation causes to become court-annexed mediators, then we'll be doing a great service to the Voi public. Yes, I don't want to dwell so much on inclusivity. We have noted, actually as council, we noted that there was lack of that, and that is why we've gone out of our way to try and include different chapters in our activities. Like also in the committees, the committee that I convene, the conveyancing committee, will be doing visits to the registry, to the registries in different areas along the coast. So again, I don't know how the structures that you want to set up, but I would feel if you're comfortable, I know you have a WhatsApp group. If you're comfortable, maybe you can add us to that group for now, and also because you may feel a bit, because in the main MLS group there's so much going on at the moment. So maybe to start from 0.0 somewhere, you add us to that group so that we can have that conversation. That's if you're comfortable, because I know also in these groups there are also politics within yourselves, or you can form another one if you're not comfortable and add us. Yes. So yes, so that is all I have to say. We can I think bring it back to Vice Chair. Oh, we have
Bennett.
Oh, Bennett. Okay.
Okay, let me add something as we wind up. Are you winding up? So I wanted to encourage the advocates here that mediation doesn't take away your job. In fact, when your matter is referred for mediation, you should be happy. But always charge your instruction fees. So that when a matter is referred for mediation, you don't feel like, these people are taking away my matter, And then I will also encourage more of you to do the mediation. I will send to Mutinda the courses, and then you can decide you can do it online or physical. But you're also arranging with FIDA for a physical meeting for mediation training. So we aggressive in this, you'll be happy. When the matters are solved earlier, you get your fees mapema. When you go for the mediation, charge for the attendance because it's still a court process. So that you don't feel like, pesa imeenda, you know. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. Following that conversation, I remember we had back and forth with the EFC judge, Laikun, telling him, let it come from the court. The two parties do mediation. You see, now them, they want it to come from us. You can imagine the one we are going for hearing, I've been paid, and it's me telling the judge, refer this matter to mediation. It doesn't go well with the clients. But be it as it may, we really appreciate. Asanteni sana watu wa Voi. Umewaingiza kwa group tayari, Janet? Wameingia. Mtakaribishwa sana na campaign materials kwa sasa. But maybe even miss on very important notices, but after 29, kitu kimoja. And as she suggested, maybe you can start with us, council members. Senior has our contacts, yes, so that we are there and make follow-ups on whatever deliberations that we've done today. Otherwise, we are really, really grateful. Going forward, an all-inclusive MLS and Voi branch wakilis. Asanteni sana. Over to you.
Yes, maybe with a very light touch. With a very light touch. One time I was a state counsel, state prosecutor in Kisii and South Nyanza. 2 years, posted from Nairobi. Then one day I'm in the office and somebody is reported in the reception wanting to see the state counsel. The door was opened and who comes in? A man, he was a Maasai. He was clad in Maasai shukas. And he wanted to talk to me. So I invited him cordially. He sat down. And then I asked him, what's the problem? What can I do for you? He said, mimi nataka nikuwe rafiki yako. So I wonder, you too? He said, that's all. I want you to be my friend. Well, najua Olekeiwa. Olekeiwa was a senior state counsel in Nairobi at the time. He asked me, when najua Olekeiwa? I said, yes, najua. Hey, rafiki yangu. And then he mentioned another person. So I said, if that's your problem, then you are my friend from today. So, with a light touch, this is what we needed to do. We needed to get together. Problems will always be there. We get together and I tell you what I am feeling. Sometimes I may have been harboring ill feelings towards you, but when we generate the right environment for you to hear my side, then that's the right thing to do for progress. Yes, so I want you to be my friends. On that note, with a light touch. So we are very grateful that you came. I feel very, very honored and privileged that I've been talking to my friends. They are my friends. It's like I've known him for very many years. And he was actually doing his pupillage in Mombasa. Yes. So I appreciate them, him and all the rest that are here, including Bana Kertion here. He reads a lot of novels, this man. So maybe you should also consider the libraries when you make agenda for the LSK. Always factor in reading and the libraries. Yes, I've just been included in a Christian library forum by someone from Mombasa, local. Maybe I encourage him to join. But you're most welcome. Come again. And as I said earlier, there are a lot of good hotels and institutions, good hospitality here in Voi, so that you don't have to rush in the morning to come for your briefs in the morning. You can spend the night here and do your matters if they are virtual, if they are physical, you can benefit from those facilities. Yeah. Hoping that we will make a good follow-up on the things that we discussed. Sure. Yes. Otherwise, you're most welcome. You can give a vote of thanks. Ombra. You can develop your oratorical skills.
On behalf of the Voi advocates. Okay. On behalf of Voi Advocates, we are grateful for creating your time and coming. We feel much better. We've actually been in a bad state. All three have been complaining to senior, but at least we are happy. From today onwards, I believe we'll work together as a team. Thank you and welcome again.
Thank you. That is it. Bernard, nifungie na maombi. Tusimame. Okay.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we pray this morning. We thank you, God, for the care and nutrition that you offer to us. We present ourselves before you and get counsel in way and the counsel that has come from this, that is our counsel. We pray that we may have a more common relationship and we relate better. And everything that has been discussed, may you help us to achieve the same. We pray as the fact that you may do with us and guide all the way behind. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Thank you. After okay, we can let's have a photo.